Nintendo's game key cards spark consumer backlash on Switch 2. Nintendo's new Switch 2 console features game key cards, a hybrid physical-digital distribution method that's drawing sharp criticism from gamers. Unlike traditional cartridges, these cards don't store the entire game. Instead, they contain a small amount of data that triggers a larger download to the system. The controversy exploded when Nintendo announced that its own Pokémon Pocopia will use this system, despite initial expectations that only third-party titles would rely on it. The core issue, ownership and digital rights. The backlash centers on concerns about game ownership. Players fear that relying on digital downloads tied to a physical key makes their purchases less secure. Game publishers can delist titles at any time, cutting off access even for those who legally own the game. This isn't hypothetical. John Wick Hex was removed from storefronts due to licensing costs, and PUBG was made unplayable on older consoles when support ended. A consumer movement called Stop Killing Games is gaining traction, advocating for legal protections against publishers disabling purchased games. While progress is slow, the movement reflects a growing frustration with digital distribution's inherent risks. How game key cards work. The game key card contains a unique identifier that unlocks a download of the full game. The cartridge is required to play, but once downloaded, an internet connection isn't needed. This system allows for physical copies of games that exceed the Switch 2's cartridge capacity, currently 64 GB, such as Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which requires 88 GB. Resale and borrowing game key cards function like standard Switch cartridges in terms of resale or lending. The recipient must download the game data onto their console and insert the card to play. The card itself is just a key, not the full game. Nintendo's justification and industry trends. Nintendo hasn't fully explained why it implemented game key cards. President Shuntaro Furukawa vaguely stated that it would strive to receive active support from third-party developers. The more likely reason is cost and storage limitations. Larger, graphically intensive games demand more space than current cartridges can provide. The move reflects a broader trend in the gaming industry towards digital dominance. Physical media is shrinking, and publishers increasingly prefer digital distribution for its control and profitability. The game key card system appears to be Nintendo's way of retaining a physical presence while maximizing digital sales. Ultimately, the controversy over game key cards underscores the growing tension between consumer ownership and publisher control in the modern gaming landscape. Nintendo's decision with Pokémon Pocopia has ignited a debate about the future of physical media, digital rights, and the long-term security of purchased games.